Забыл одну деталь поменять. Вот теперь поехали. Обратно вампиров. Херася мы понтовые сидим тут. Херася мы тут философские хуйни разводим. И сериалы всякие. Дятла Сомбры думают по-другому. Понятно теперь, почему у нас такой напарник есть в этом. А учитывая, что я сейчас нахожусь в суперпозиции, то есть, если Колян вернется к видосам и он увидит концовку ВТМ раньше, чем я сейчас, играя это, я не знаю концовку ВТМ, хоть это выйдет вообще где-то в ноябре. Well, that's kind of interesting. Мы теперь уже Нью-Йорк Representative of La Sombra. Как говорится, ни хрена себе поднялись. А, это год уже прошел. А мы в Чикаго или нет? А, то есть ее казнили. Интересно. Но интересно, почему такая молодая одногодичная Ла Сомбра стала репрезентатив Ла Сомбра клан. Валерия? Will that be all? Yes, Miss Duval. I hope you enjoy your stay in London. Oh, I very much doubt that I will. Just like every cultured person, I think the only good Englishman is dead Englishman. Oh, so you fucking Irish, yeah? Must be nice, traveling the world and all that. Caracas, куда? Могадишу, Shanghai, the blood tastes the same anywhere you go. The biggest difference is that your duties become more of a hassle. That won't be all. Tolka dear, say hello and farewell. Safe travels. Интересно выглядите, милейшая. Took your sweet time, huh? Sorry, Miss Savinsky, was it? This is not exactly the kind of place we expected. Hope you won't mind if we make it quick. I'm needed in Elysium. Name? Catherine Weiss. That real lady who owns the art hall, but is never there? Weird. I'm sorry, just that I still know many people here, so I have to go by the description I'm given by members of the Primogen. Well, description is mostly correct. Outside of that one rule that slightly perplexes me. Odd color in the kind of black, sounds like. From what I gathered, it's just that your interests are rumored to be not fully aligned with the Camarillus, and it irks some folks up here. Being a keeper of the Elysium is not enough for me, I see. I suspected as much, but what can you do? Anyway, Catherine, wow. Yeah, want me to spell it? People often have trouble getting it right. Forgive my indiscretion, just that people of your stature usually don't bother checking in with me. They usually report their arrival to one of the Primogen, and they make all the arrangements. Head Prince Bonnet is busy with the preparation for her big party. I assume that if I spared her some paperwork, she'd appreciate the gesture of goodwill. Besides, I wanted to meet the infamous La Sombra representative out of sheer curiosity. My interest piqued once I heard about her. Unique circumstances. Yeah, Prince Hellenborn had trouble justifying the exorbitant rent my property would need. That's really painless for her. As far as I know, she's been sitting on the empty property since last year. Looks like they've got out of you. Bad. Well, it's not like just my clan has ever been particularly popular in these parts. At least that's what I've heard. Sins of the fathers and so on. Yeah, just to make sure, you've never met Hester, but you know her. I don't know, I wouldn't be here if not for her. Have you two met? No, I haven't heard of her once or twice. We had similar outlooks on many issues, although we tended to come up with completely different solutions. In any case, I think it's meaningful that Hester died so that you could live. They feared her. Now they fear you, and that's why they're keeping you down? Time will tell. In the meantime, I'll need you to help me out with my documentation. Of course. So, where are you coming from? Washington, D.C. What were you doing there? Take a guess. Government work? Write that down. I ought to amuse Helene a little bit. Oh, if you say so. Date and hour of arrival? It's all there. 1 AM, got it. Method of transit, plane, purpose of visit? Meeting with Prince, out to work just fine. I guess, estimated duration of visit? Undefined. Write it 6 months if you really need to. Place of accommodation, continuous of intended stay? The art hole. Conditions should be adequate. You tell me, I tend to be happy with the Airbnb. Home sweet home, huh? I'm not certain that I've ever felt particularly at home here. That makes two of us. Curious, do you have nothing holding you here? Почему мне кажется, что мне музыка орёт? Вот давайте вот так вот, потому что реально что-то орёт. Curious, да. There's nothing holding me any there. I see. Did you say you were short on time? Oh god, yes. But it will kill me. You can simply inform him I paid you a visit. He'll understand and he'll pass on it to everyone. You should be in the know. Do you need anything else? I'm fine. I was just about to ask you that myself. You're the one asking question here. That's all for me. Good. We will see each other soon, I hope. The party tomorrow night? Wasn't invited. I understand. Well, if not given the opportunity, we should make our own. I'll be in touch. Night, Miss Weeze. I wish you a pleasant stay. Good night, and don't rush these things. You got your whole on life ahead of you, and you're in a position that you can take it easy. Take your time. Get a different perspective. Slow night. Ебать, он, не кажется ли он моложе? Я вам просто причесался. I wish. You're late again, by the way. I hope you have a good excuse. Yeah, well, Catherine fucking Weiss decided to arrive fashionably late. A likely story. She's supposed to be out in the city. If you think I'm pulling your leg, boss, feel free to check my report. You're serious? Weiss in McDonald's? With a mask and elegant clothes surrounded by the smell of French fries and hamburger patties? That must have been one hell of a sight. Technically it was BBB, not McDonald's. But yeah, god, I made such a fool of myself. First thing I did, I quoted somebody's calling her a widow. I wanted to die on the spot. Serves you right, you walking fox pass. I've been trying to teach you to control your tongue, but you never learn. It's a new gaffe every week with you. Still, there's a few good and bad news. The good news, the Catherine is a foundess of the Vampires of Humble Beginnings. Probably why she decided to see you in your, shall we say, natural habitat. She's one of those rich art-scenes assholes who seek out working-class grad. I did say something about watching your tongue. The bad news is she's very astute, so she can recognize a moron like you straight away. You never stood a chance in impressing her. Oh, shut up, you still need me for anything here. I'll get it on straight away. I wouldn't be standing on here chatting with you if I hadn't taken care of my duties. 30 minutes is all it took to finish preparation for the big party. I'm about to see everyone off. Sorry. Couldn't be helped, I suppose, and it's more your lost time than mine. I just wanted some company tonight, and you could really use the chance to appear here on official duties, so everyone could get to know your face. Heaven knows your fast food job isn't going to get you anywhere. You need to... what they just call it? Hustle? You don't need to tell me that, but it's not like being prepared around for the bunch of blue-blooded douchebags is. Language, you fool, they're coming out, and just stand here in silence for 5 minutes and focus not on embarrassing yourself any further. Will you? Got it. А это что за покемон? Мистер Пейн. И заиграла пианино. The night is still young. The last bullet put the end to the story. I slowly taking down finger for the trigger. Ладно. Hope you find the rest of it pleasant. Hi, Regent. Can't wait to see you in your outfit. Spare me, Sheriff. These fancy dress parties caused me enough suffering without your help. I can only hope you haven't conspired with Helene to impress me with this gift. I didn't have to. As you well know, Prince Pound displays a considerable foresight in the matter of party planning. Yeah, there's one thing she's deadly serious about it. It's frivolities. Что это, блядь, такое? A recognizably immortal quality, especially for a prince. We ought to celebrate it, not oppose it. Don't worry, Sheriff, I'm a big girl and knows her etiquette. I will play your game, amuse the crowd a little bit, and return to my study as fast as possible. Oh, I'm sure you're going to have fun. Miss Savinsky here just informed me Catherine Wees is back in town. It's safe to assume she will join our festivities. You're kidding me. She told me to send her regards and that she absolutely can't wait to catch up. Cheeky, breaky. He's excellent. I'd love to catch up with her. Yes, it looks like tomorrow night will be very special. But for now, I beg you adieu. Is there some kind of story between Aisling and me that I should have been aware of? That part about sending regard was the bold-faced lie, wasn't it? An innocent one. Overselling someone's courtesies is good etiquette. You're unbelievable. Well, I doubt High Regent Stubborn took it as courtesy, considering she's one in town to call for the bloodhound on Reese. Whoa, why? I've heard 5 different versions of the story and all of them seems plausible. Catherine's relationship to this city is odd, to say the least. But hush for now. Mr. Arturo. Oh, alas my. Keep up the good work, huh? Of course. Good night, Mr. Arturo. Ah, yes, yes. Maybe I should stay in a way they might force them to properly acknowledge my existence? Severely underestimate their dedication to ignoring whelps like you. And just in case you're serious, I beg of you, don't. I've been meaning to ask you this for a while now, but I never get an opportunity. You really hate Arturo's gods, don't you? I have no strong feelings about Thomas Arturo whatsoever. Yeah, well, considering you're always listing positivities about their local Camarilla representative under the moon, you might as well have called him a cunt. Language, whelp! And as for Arturo, I will share my opinion about him as soon as I came up with one that sticks for more than a week. Primogen. A dear, oh, and young Julia. Still here? Did the prince require the clan of the Huns to counsel in some matter? Yes, I advised her that no matter how hard she tries, she shouldn't expect me to wear a different costume tomorrow night. Бану Хаким. Literally Бану Хаким Примаген. Почему мне кажется, что завтрашний Элизиум будет весьма интересным? Где-то я видел такие вещи. Бану Хаким это интересно. I trust she was understanding. Those are beautiful clothes. Thank you so much. I'm eager to see the outfit you came up with. And how are you, Julia? Have you seen any lights at the end of the tunnel? Same as old, Samira. Still wandering in the dark, bumping my shin every 2 steps. Sorry to hear that. I trust you're pestering the prince and your superiors to improve your standings? Yes, it's a process. Oh, Julia, you won't achieve anything if you don't keep reaching for it. But dear, weren't you supposed to teach her the ropes? I'm trying to, Primogen, but this child is always a process. I can only wish you good luck then. Good night, Julia. Good night, Kadir. Good night. Have a safe trip. You like her, don't you? Stop with your class clown act, whelp. It only serves to reveal deep insecurities. Oh, that's harsh. It's factual, where is a harsh, as you claim. She did tell us both to call her Samira, but you're still keeping your distance with that Primogen shit. Watch your profanity, don't just project your fantasies onto me. I won't give you a lesson about professional boundaries, but I suspect the way you will eventually learn it will be extremely unpleasant. Am I interrupting something, good folks? Not all, Mr. Van der Weyden. Heading back to your office? You know me, my dear sheriff. What else would I go? Почему сразу я понял, что он Малк? Вот скажите мне. Может потому что... Просто... Hope to see you good tomorrow night. Oh, I will absolutely show up. Provided I can. But just in case, I already apologize for not making it to the prince. Simply drowning in work these days. Celebrations are planned to last all week. Surely you will not find the time? I pray I will, my good man, I pray I will. In the case you need to reach me, you know where to find me. Have a good one. You wanted to hear about which member of the New York City Camarilla I dislike the most? Yes? Too bad, they're all my dear colleagues, and I deeply respect every single one of them. Surely you do, wouldn't you want to blurt out something that could lock you out of the Mrs. Wonderway's legal services? Would you ask, Kisser? I expect to find myself in need of a good defense attorney when my broke, incompetent, and full-mothered assistant family pushes me from over the edge. Rude. Do you still need me here? I still need to swing by the St. Patrick's tonight. Don't worry, we're almost done. The prince is coming out. The captain is the last person to leave the ship, huh? What a penny for your thoughts? You should be pleased to hear the High Regent is read. It is a sign to her fate, my prince. Miss Wonderwires is decidedly not. I suspect we'll be too busy to join the festivities. All the week, though. Excellent. Miss Savinsky, were you supposed to accompany our good sheriff in his duties tonight? There was an unexpected change of plans. Catherine Louise is back in the city. Catherine is here. That's what a welcome surprise. But what does it have to do with you, Miss Savinsky? She said she didn't want to trouble you with all the paperwork regarding her rival, Prince Bernard. It's all been taken care of. Maria has already been informed of everything. It's certainly a nice gesture, but... Wait a minute. Now, where exactly did you meet her? In a fast food restaurant, my prince. I see. Catherine and her love for Italian amusement. I suppose will be a source of amusing anecdotes this week. If we want to avoid the situation in the future, it might be good sometime to discuss offering Miss Savinsky an office of her own. We'll get to it eventually, there are more pressing matters at hand right now. The festivities start tomorrow and there's still so much to be done. We'll make sure the art hall is secure before leaving. Certainly, my prince. Have a good night. Good night, Kadir. Good night, Miss Savinsky. We'll talk about your work soon, don't you worry. Of course. Good night, Prince Bernard. More pressing matters, huh? A penny for your thoughts, Sheriff? I'm certain an image of a keeper of the Elysium stuck in a fast food restaurant will linger the Prince Bernard's mind. You're far closer to your goal than you were a few minutes ago. I'm pretty sure I've heard you say something to that effect a few times now. And I stand by my words. Rome wasn't built in one day, Julia. As a Camarilla loyalist, you don't think it sucks that Ivory Tower is so hell-bent on showing disrespect to my clan. They're actually willing to make fools of themselves in the process. We all had to endure our own hazing rituals, but yeah, and the current situation is not ideal. Whatever, you need me a hand closing up the Elysium? I'll manage. It's getting late, better run. Some shadow in Chicago is probably impatient to get a copy of the reports you've given to me. You've pleased one master, now it's time to please the other. Yeah, there's the thing about working for two masters. Neither of them really thinks you are as they own. Their own. Че-то сегодня не on point на чтение. Много хуёв во рту. Well. The prodigal daughter returns. Oh my god, no. Julia, please, thou shalt not make the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Where is Father Leonard? It's clearly you just keeping him from getting here on time. He sent me to apologize in his name and keep your company for a few minutes. That's the second thing he ought to apologize for. Just wants his flock to live in unity. I am more than willing to oblige him. Why don't you? Last minute I'm not just a part of his flock. We have a purely professional arrangements. I know you see that way the Knights clan tendency to stick close to the Catholic Church is their greatest virtue, but they still consider this relationship purely instrumental. This is why we need kindred like you to bring this spiritual change to your clan, to make them understand God's precious gifts. The closer they get to the light, the greater their shadows would become. Какой же ты скучный. Надизм? Он чё, верит в кивки? Remember, the darkest place is directly beneath the candle. The turncoats have this unfortunate predisposition to find salvation right within your grasp, and then lose your way in the shadows. By the way, I was meaning to ask, got any news about Sophie Langley? Kind of rude to change the subject, you know. Да, что случилось с Софи, а? Rude? I'm just looking for a topic both sides of this conversation would care about, you know, like any guide on etiquette says you should. Salvation is a topic of close to anyone's heart, whenever they admit it or not, and it's pretty bold of you to assume I still care about Langley. I do not assume, I certainly do. The second she retires from the public eye, you stop acting like Jesus era Kenya and start acting like Jesus is King era Kenya. Coincidence? I've never had a Jesus era. Do people really call it that? Here's how it's going to work. Tell me everything you know, and I'll tell you what they say. And keep in mind, I didn't know she was your sire until a few nights ago. Hell, I haven't even met her. Sure, I figure you would have prodded that wound long ago if you knew. But what do you care anyway? Professional's curiosity. Once a journalist, always a journalist. Fine then, I'll do my best to make it short, just like you said. Sophie Langley, every New Yorker's beloved socialite, was my sire. The first we met sometime after World War II. I left France right before the Nazis went around the Maginot Line. I struggled to keep my siblings alive with my art, watched my brother die during the flu epidemic in 43rd. I was close to losing my mind. That's when she showed up, saved sheer tournament in my work, caught her eye. Tournament. She became my patron, allowed me my talents to flourish, and supported me financially. Eventually, she embraced me. As well of kindred, my artistic interest started to naturally deviate from that there used to be back when I was poor, mortal upstart. I began to see the world the way a social circus does. Circle. Блять, социальный цирк. Ты не клоун, ты цирк. And that she couldn't forgive. Instead of being a fun novelty, I became just another part of her malaise surrounding her. She grew distant and then stopped seeing me altogether. I had my shell meltdown because of this, I won't deny that. I locked myself out of many career opportunities, but it was an important lesson. Don't trust your elders. Vampirism affects them psychologically as well. If they take interest in you, they won't stop until you suck your soul dry, and then discard you like a broken toy. It's only God who will never lead you astray. This is why I find you act so frustrating, Julia. You're so close to getting it, but you choose sin instead. What about Langley's disappearance from the city? Her path was a road to perdition. Whenever she ended up, I doubt she's too happy about it. She had plans for the future of the city, wanted to make it her ultimate artwork. She was always the vain one. And of course, you're completely sure you have nothing to do with her disappearance. Please don't tell me you're getting at what I think you're getting at. Everybody says you've been acting like you're trying to repent for something ever since her vanishing act. And you've got a motive. Of course I'm getting at you and thinking I'm getting at. You really have the devil in your heart, Julia. Always testing me. Just asking whatever everyone's thinking. Are they now? Listen, I am familiar with a lot of insults attached to my name in this city. Those aren't exactly compatible with the image of a ruthless killer. Killer, huh? Now that's interesting. I haven't said anything about killing. Stop picking apart every word I say in this completely unpleasant way. Here's a statement if you really want one. Miss Hercule Poirot. I do believe Sophie in the way I knew her has met her end. Even if she's still walking this earth, she wouldn't come back here as the same prideful aristocrat. She had to undergo a spiritual rebirth. Time has reminded her of her place. Her former friends talk of her in hushed voices. Even that servant play toy of her went missing. No more Camarilla parties, she's done for. То есть это происходит после окончания катерии. Интересно. Whatever happened to her, I don't know. I swear on Jesus and his sandals, I have nothing to do with that. But yes, I am still here and she's not. And it's not a reason to gloat, but to be more humble. I received a sign from the God telling me to re-examine all the unfortunate ways I still resemble Sophie Langley. And I listened. I rejected the pride I shared with her. I renewed my vows to the God, recommitted to preaching in His greatness. I mean, this is why we are having this conversation in the first place. Right now, when I think of Langley's influence on my life, I'm grateful because she was a sign that got me here. And if God wills it, maybe one day you'll look at her the same way, Julia. Alright. It makes you feel any better. I think that's the only way a wimp like you could have hurt her was by boring her to death with the Bible quotes. Now when, with prохожу, tit for tat. You were saying people still talk about me. I was curious if... Oh, looks who's finally here. Father Leonard. Christ be praised, Julia. Yesterday I was told this is how priests greet their parishioners in the Eastern Europe. Forever and ever, amen. Actually, I think we said each other's lines. Never mind. Another long night? Isn't it taking a toll on you? Oh, no need to worry. These days I sleep a few hours a day. Short naps take care of the rest. And there is always work to be done. Apologizing for being late. At least I managed to get here before you. And Benoit went for each other's throats. Good. I was getting worried. Oh, who do you take me for, Father? He takes you for a total bozo, who's about as effective as converting people as the documentary about the pedophilia in the Catholic Church. Не знаю. He's just too good to say it out loud. Ouch. Hear what I have to deal with, Father? But don't worry, we'll make a saint of her yet. Forget saint for now. I'd sell for an adult in the room. Do you remember he's at least 70 years older than I am, right? As far as I'm concerned, growing up has far less to do with age than the condition of our formative years here. Понятно. Сюда бы Байкина. Эх. By the way, hope you don't mind. I finally took the liberty of asking how your parents are doing. Thank you, father, but you shouldn't have. Not a problem. A priest of the saint... Saint что? Stanislaus. Короче, Saint Stanislav Kostka is a good friend. He says your parents started showing up every Sunday again. Front rows. Your father is looking better and better. Thank you, Father Leonard. Now, if you'll excuse me, the sunrise is almost here. Yes, be careful, and God bless you. Amen. Goodbye, Julia. I'll let you off the hook this time, but next time you won't be so lucky, alright? Sure. Здрасте, а ты кто? Finally, you doing alright? Fine, I guess. Why aren't you asleep? I figured it's finally time for me to become more night owl. We've talked about making our schedule sync better. Watch your vitamin D. I'd kill to have your skin. Would be a shame to waste it. You have smoked so much before you got bitten, sweetheart. You have shared your skincare routine with me back when I was still breathing. I can't just be doing around sharing my one secret weapon. It's a top secret stuff. MK Ultra level, Jeffrey Epstein's current whereabouts level. I'd have to kill you if I told you. Just go ahead and help me anyway. I would be a mercy kill, honestly. Don't talk like that. Anything you want to share? Never mind, I feel a little more self-conscious than usual tonight. Don't. You want me to do your makeup before you go to sleep? No need. No need? Weren't you supposed to have some sort of big party tomorrow night? I was involved in the backstage stuff. That makes you think that I'm invited. Because you are the coolest, the cutest, and most all-around amazing person I know. That'd be insane not to put you on the short list. Believe it or not, but most vampires are pretty insane. Interdimensional psychic vampire level insane? Because that's how crazy they'd have to be to ignore you like this. Yeah, I would say that. Это, походу, якорь наш местный. Fuck them then, a big bunch of bullshit dicks. They hate you cause they ain't you. But they'll see. Jesus, how do you do it? Do what? Always assault me with so much of this weird, stupid positivity that can't react to it without completely shifting my mental attitude. How do you do it? Oh, the answer is easy. You remember how I told you we have a spiritual connection? I can send what you feel and what you want. You can send what I feel too, if you really focus. Yeah, I think it's called a big load of bullshit. Tell a girl who talks to ghosts. But watch this. Agent Scully, I sensed you feeling down and I realized that you really need to end this night. Ketamine? Come on. What? No, wrong drawer. We are not meeting demons, we are meeting angels. MDMA? Я не разбираюсь в этом стафе. Ding dong, ding dong. Took it half an hour ago. Perfect timing. Thanks to a spiritual connection. Ready to fly away? The mood isn't right. I'd need music. Got a special SoundCloud playlist ready to go. Prepared specifically to uplift one Julia Savinsky. Just give me a sign and I'll press the play. Jesus, you're impossible. That's why you love me. I hope. I give up. Come here, let me have a taste of you. А, то есть мы кушаем. Ну, хоть про еду не надо думать. То есть она заправляется таблетками, что когда мы пьем ее кровь, нам было лучше. Неплохой способ. Мне нравится.